What's up? This is Patrick of Radicards.com, and in this episode I'm going to be covering the pickups from the late May 2021 Dallas Card Show. I'm just going to be talking about the key pieces I got at the show. Manny Ramirez was a great player for a lot of years, and he's in some really great sets from the 90s, so there you have it. 1992 Topps, Manny Ramirez PSA 10, gifted to me by a Mr. Steven Fisher. I want to mention him first because he gave this to me. I told him in passing that I like this Manny Ramirez card. I always have, just because it shows Manny Ramirez in a really cool jersey. And so Mr. Steven Fisher, I want to give him a quick shout out here. He's on Instagram at the _corner_ collector. Maybe give him some business. A really super nice guy, and he gave me his business card. This is what it looks like. Really cool stuff. I dig that. Thanks again, Steven. You are a super nice guy, and I'm glad we got a chance to chat. 1984 TCMA Iowa Cubs, Joe Carter PSA 8. I've always liked the green on this card. I've always liked green. Green's a great color. I've always liked this card because it's got a classic 80s minor league feel to it, and the green that goes all the way to the edges. So it's a little bit condition sensitive. I mean, 8 is a really nice grade. Anything higher is just cherry on the top, right? So I was happy to grab this. I think I paid 10 for this one. I've always liked Joe Carter. He reminds me of a very simple time in collecting in the early 90s. And so every time I see his stuff, it just takes me right back to that era. All right, so this one here is a 1988 Topps Tiffany J. Bell rookie card. So when I got this, when I found it, I was like, oh my gosh, $5 for this. And Rich Klein, my buddy, he actually sold this to me, and he gave me $1. I gave him $5, so it's $4. Happy to get it. It's a SGC 9, essentially. Great card, J. Bell's rookie card. I had the idea when I bought this. My buddy Kevin, he has like some of the most amazing things ever in his showcase, like super high-end LeBron James stuff. Really nice stuff, like I'll never own kind of stuff. Granted, I'm not a LeBron James collector, but his stuff is highly collected. So when I thought about this, I was like, what if I just kind of snuck it in to his showcase when he wasn't looking? And so I did. Check this out. Don't tell anybody. I'm gonna sneak this J. Bell card into my friend's super high-end showcase. So we're here at this big show in Dallas, and I just put a really cheap card in my friend's showcase for a goof. So he has like super high-end stuff, like $100,000, $50,000, $25,000 cards. Showcase is probably worth $500,000. And I bought a 1988 Topps J. Bell rookie card. SGC. I snuck it into his showcase. We're gonna go check it out. I walked out and then wanted to walk back and film the card in his showcase, like super high-end LeBron James, like, you know, 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, you know, whatever. And then there's this J. Bell card sitting in there. When I filmed, I didn't see the J. Bell in there that I put in there. Kevin looks at me, he's like, hey, someone came by and bought your J. Bell for $3. Here's your $3. I was like, oh my gosh, well played, sir. Well played.
What is your deal? Orange Dwayne Wade. Oh, dude. The guy came by and bought that card.
No way. So, Kevin, thank you for watching. Hilarious. Really good stuff.
If you need anything, call out. Take it.
It's a refractor. Canon 12 and 9. Anytime that stuff gets to the next 10, it's something that's crazy, especially PSA. This year has so much money in there because it's all PSA. Number?
Great centering, Topps Tiffany, 1988. I started collecting when this set came out, and so I was really happy to get this card. Now, the gentleman who sold me the Joe Carter had these other 3 cards in his showcase. You know, he has his stuff. His showcases were full of like a lot of raw cards, just kind of, I don't know, fanned out or like layered on top of each other in every which way. And so I had initially seen this card, the Mirror Black 2002, Darren Erstad. It's the Leaf certified card. I looked on the back. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the 1 of 1, but it doesn't have the serial number, so it's the unfulfilled replacement. So how this worked was Leaf created additional copies for reserve of the mirror black 1/1s, but didn't stamp them. So if the customer calls in and complains about condition problems of the one they pulled, they can say, hey, return it and we'll send you a replacement, and they'll take the mirror black, the unfulfilled replacement, they'll hand number it 1/1 and send it on to the customer. So kind of a cool little backstory on these. And so when I bought the Darren Erstad, he's like, hey, I have a Sammy Sosa too. I was like, well, let's see if we can find it. I dug through a box and couldn't find it. And I came back the next day, and I think I ran into the gentleman who was buying something else from him at the time, and he said, hey, go back. He found the Sammy Sosa. I was like, okay, great. So I picked up the Sosa as well, and in doing so, he also had the Edgardo Alfonso. So I got 3 mirror blacks on this trip. Let's see if I can fan them out so you can see the fun. That's sort of a thing. So I picked up these 3 from the same seller. They're all the unfulfilled replacements of the 2002 Leaf Certified Mirror Blacks. Erstad, Sosa, and Alfonso. Fun stuff to get. These will scan really well once I get them up on the museum. These are museum quality pieces in my opinion. All right, and that same seller, this card was actually sitting in his showcase raw, which was it's 2001 Donner Signatures Award Master Series. It's the Master Series edition, the Dennis Eckersley. Really good stuff. Let's see if I can turn this way so you can see the brilliant refractor finish on that sticker. The autograph on this is nice and clear, dark black. There's no fading. It's a great looking card. It's raw. It was raw sitting in his showcase. And I'm like, man, that is, same with the Erstad, it was just sitting in there raw. No penny sleeve, no top loader, nothing, just sitting in there. So when I saw the Eck and the Erstad, I was like, I'm gonna have to grab those. Those are good cards to have. So this was one of them too. Surprisingly affordable on this one. I paid 10 for this. And you know, Eckersley's a Hall of Famer, Sidewinder, played for Oakland A's for a long time. So I just want to get this card in the collection because I almost felt like I had to rescue the card because it was just sitting in that showcase. You know, I picked up this. This is the 2010 Topps Peak Performance Strasburg autograph. I'd wanted this card for a while. There was one on eBay. It's like $100. I'm like, I don't really want to pay $100 for this. I found this at the show with another card we'll talk about here in a sec. And I was like, man, that's a good one to have. I think I'm going to get that one. And so I bought this one with another card, and we agreed on a price, and I came home getting this one for quite a bit less than the one on eBay, and so I was really happy to finally bring this one home. So this is 1998 Fleer Brilliance 24 karat gold Marcus Nash. Not familiar with the player, but this card was sitting on the top of a stack of cards on a table with like, I don't know, 30 stacks of cards. And I went through every stack, and this was sitting on top of one they had just put down. I'm like, I got to get that just because on principle of it being a 24 karat gold. I wanted to grab it because I just don't see these in the wild like ever. And so I thought it was a cool card to have. We agreed on a price that was less than the sticker price there because I bought a bunch of other stuff from the seller, and he was really nice. And so I came home with this and just a hodgepodge of other cool items that kind of fit into my collection and other little projects and whatever. These are beautiful cards. I think one of the best designs from the 90s. Really love these a lot. You know, actually, this 24 karat gold was released in 99 for baseball, but it started in 98 with football. And so the Ryan Leaf card is in this set, and the Peyton Manning and like other big cards. It's you know, I didn't know that probably until 2012 or 13 when I was in the market for the Leaf back then, and I didn't buy the Leaf back then. I ended up buying a Leaf later, which might have been the same example. It just ended up on COMC. Whatever the case is, I was able to get this, and I was happy to grab it because it's just such a cool item. I picked up 2 of these, 1991 Donner Elite Matt Williams. I picked up one on the first day, and then the next one on the second day. I had seen them both that first day. Obviously, the first one I saw is I grabbed it for 15, and I saw another one at another guy's booth, and the second one that I didn't buy initially was better. It's like way better condition, and so I was like, I think I'm gonna go back and get that other copy. It's just too nice. I'm gonna keep them both, but I gotta like seize the moment on these cards because I don't see them that frequently. Print run on these, if you don't know, is to 10,000. Also, a little backstory is that these are like monolithic unicorns. If you think 10,000 is a high serial number, but it's like a needle in a haystack, and the haystack is as big as Neptune. Okay, it's like that. It's so unbelievably difficult to pull these that I've spoken to guys who have opened 20 cases of this 91 Donruss and never pulled a single elite. I've opened, I don't even know how many boxes in my life. In 91 when they came out, I was opening a lot of the boxes of this, but I don't think I opened 20 cases. I probably opened 4 or 5 boxes. But 4 or 5 boxes, you know, when I'm a kid is kind of a lot. And so I never pulled one. I don't know anybody who's pulled one, and I've known a lot of people who have opened this stuff. I've still never met anybody who's pulled one of these elites. So when I saw these, I'm like, I'm gonna grab these. There's another one, 1992 Donruss Elite, Howard Johnson. This one has a slight condition flaw along Howard Johnson's neck. It's like a little crease. So I got this one for pretty cheap. Again, another set, the follow-up year, 1992. A nearly impossible pull. I opened a lot of packs, several boxes of 92 Donruss, never pulled an elite. It's just that follow-up year is also very difficult stuff to pull. Again, print run to a 10,000. The last one is 1993 Donruss Elite. This is the Will Clark autograph card. I've talked about this in blog posts in the past that this era, a lot of these autograph cards were put on display, and so the autographs faded over time. And a lot of these Will Clarks are like this. Like a lot of them, statistical majority of the Will Clarks I see from this set have faded almost to nothing autographs on them. Occasionally I'll find one that's got a rich, bold autograph, but it's exceedingly rare. So this one's got like a 65-70% quality autograph. So it had been put under some showcases on display for a while. It's a little faded, but a lot of them are like this. Like you can find them more commonly like this, but even more common than that are the ones that are even faded even worse. So I was glad to finally get this one. This is the first time I've ever seen this card in the wild, ever. First time I've actually seen it in person. So when I saw this is actually acquired with the Strasburg autograph, and I was really happy to get both of them together. I was like, oh my gosh, I got 2 cards that I had never seen in the wild, but I wanted both of them. And the seller and I were we were able to work a deal, and I got this card in my collection. Now this one is Dr. Beckett, Dr. James Beckett, the icon who created Beckett Magazine, Beckett Media. He signed this card and inscribed it to me, Patrick Reno, and he signed it. This is like such a cool item to have in my collection. I'm so happy to have this. So he invited me to join an exclusive event on Saturday night, the 22nd. It was a content producers dinner and meeting, and we just a round table to discuss hobby topics. And actually it's episode 268 on the blog. It's a podcast, so if you want to go and listen to it, it's about an hour. And we cover things like market trends, market behavior, content creation strategies, the catch-22 of discussing things online that you don't already have but still want, and what that does to manipulate price points and perceived values. And it was just a really good time to meet a lot of the guys that I had known about online, and just be in the same room with them was an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure. So when we all sat down, he inscribed these cards individually to us and just handed them out. So I was really happy to get this. Such a cool piece to have. So thank you, Dr. Beckett, for all that you've done for the hobby. So you have it. That's those are the key highlights for my pickups for the late May 2021 Dallas Card Show. Now again, if you want to see everything else, I've got quite a few other pieces. Picked up, like I said, some vintage 90s inserts and some rookie cards, a couple more one-of-ones, kind of some fun stuff. So if you want to check those out, click on the link below or just scroll down. Thank you for tuning in to Radicards TV on Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Reno, and until next time, enjoy collecting. Oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, you want to do me a really big favor? You want to hit that subscribe button? Thanks.